Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Skeleton Woman. This podcast references the story written by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, adapted from the five-line poem gifted to her by Inuit elder Mary Uyukulit. I have with me today friend and collaborator in death care, Madeline Christie. Madeline is a death companion, home funeral guide, and the heart behind Daisy Death Care. Madeline's work centers on bringing death care back into the hands of families and communities through ritual, beauty, nature, and the quiet strength of being with what is. She weaves together death care, grief tending, plant medicine, and storytelling in ways that feel deeply rooted and deeply human. Now, without further ado, let's have a listen to the episode. Awesome, Maddie.
Yay.
So thank you so much for coming on to talk with me about Skeleton Woman.
Mhm.
And I would love to ask you, uh, where do you find yourself in the story?
Thanks for having me, Trisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it. Um, well, first of all, when I uh kind of tried to interpret the story, I got that like it's about what we reclaim when we stop running from what's died within us and around us and in culture,
Mm,
and instead just give it like a warmth and our time and our presence.
mm,
So where I found myself in the story, I think is somewhere between the fire and the flint. Um,
mm,
the part when the fisherman lights the lamp and he sees Skeleton Woman for the first time, or not for the first time, for what she
mhm,
really is, which is bones, and but she's still part of the whole um, cycle. And so that moment when you kind of stop panicking and you slow down, slow,
mm,
and start tending the your grief, your fears, everything.
mhm,
Um, and I related the story a lot to my death work, and home
mm,
funerals are a big part of that for me. So I was thinking like that is what home funerals are.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
families and people are just often scared when at the thought of the home funeral and tending to their, deceased loved one. And but when they slow down and are just there and present and tend that, then it's not so scary. And
mm,
so that's kind of what community death care and family led death care is to me, and that's kind of how I was relating it to the story.
mm,
They're not running anymore, so he stopped running and he really
mm,
took time to look at what was in front of him, to
mm,
tend to it. So not running but just rooting. And yeah.
mm. Wow. Yeah, that's really beautiful, um and tying that into your work. I love the way that you um named all those pieces, and I just want to come back to what you were saying at the beginning of that you found that the story, one of the themes was that we are reclaiming what has died and holding it with warmth and presence rather than running from it. And so I want to ask you, um, in your early years, like when you were growing up, what was your relationship to death? How did you come to the place you are now, providing this service of being with death and not running from it? How was death for you when you were younger? How did you get to where you are now? Two questions.
Hmm. I didn't have a lot of um, experiences with death when I was like younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was pretty lucky in that way. My grandparents lived until I was, teenager, older, like 20s and stuff. So, um, like we had pets and stuff that
Mm-hmm.
died, and we buried them. But I didn't, I was really exposed to that either. Uh, like I remember our pets getting buried on our property
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up in the country, but like I don't remember having like a little service or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that um I've never really thought about how that would affected me, uh,
Mm-hmm.
just like unknowingly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um and then maybe that contributed to like a need for more
Mm-hmm.
acknowledgement around death and
Mm-hmm.
more ritual and like yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
being there with the person or the animal. But yeah, like that, I guess that I've never thought had that thought
Mm-hmm.
now. So
That it's really interesting you say that because when you say that, I one of the pictures I get is of burying the animal. Is that this is how we do it. It's kind of like this is a practical way that we manage our dead. And yes, it wasn't with ceremony, but there was no question that this is what we're going to do,
mhm.
right? And so what kind of animals did you have? What kind of pet cemetery did you have on your property?
The pet cemetery part was I think just like dogs and cats and maybe like a
Dogs and
bird,
yeah,
like
and a
a
bird. Uh-huh.
yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually don't even remember being present for the burying part. Like
Mm.
I feel like I would remember it, but yeah, like I think maybe my parents just it was like they hid everything, and then it was
Okay.
okay, the animal was here, and then they've I don't remember conversations being had.
Okay. So do you know for certain that the animal was buried? Or
Yeah, yeah, because I remember like pretty vividly like the the grave like with like
okay. Okay,
kind
there
of
was a grave.
yeah, like slate rock laid over it and like as like the headstone and stuff. Like I
Oh,
remember
okay.
seeing
So there
that.
was a marker, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember it actually being done, you know?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I
You
think I
weren't part of
wasn't there
that.
for that. No.
So on your property, did you have like machinery? Was there a backhoe or was there like or would your parents have used shovels?
Yeah, my dad probably just dug a
Used
hole.
dug a hole with shovel?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had horses and like one
Okay.
horses too, and there was an old horse that they had before I was even born, and so it was fairly old when I was really young. And I do remember also she got to the point where she was suffering, I
Yeah.
assume, and
Yeah.
all I know is that my dad took her up into the hills and like used a gun and then just left her there for like
Mm-hmm.
coyotes and to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
go back and
Bears.
her that way. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I don't remember him taking her away. Like maybe my mom took us
Mm-hmm.
into town that day or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you lived with like the practicality of death. This is a part of life, and we do take it in our own hands in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but we're still not going to like fully talk about it, feel it, and acknowledge, yeah, the emotional
Mm-hmm.
side of it, or the relational side of it, or the spiritual side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And like take the time to say goodbye, like
yeah,
physically and
yeah.
yeah.
And the beautifying of it, like the beautifying of how that can be like how what you provide in your work too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Memorializing, like you provide in your work too with home funerals for the animals,
Mm-hmm.
the photos you take, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So can I ask you, like tuning into that, how does that make your child self feel to know that you're doing that now for the animals? You're giving them beautiful service that you weren't able to give them when you were a kid.
Yeah. I tended, like,
Yeah,
acknowledged and included, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Peaceful. Yeah. Just, yeah. I'm just, I'm
Honoring, yeah.
crazy that I feel like it's weird that I've never had that, made that connection before. So thank you,
Huh.
Trisha.
Oh, pleasure. Well, that's Skeleton Woman. That's the magic of Skeleton
Oh
Woman.
my
We're
God.
pulling her up.
Yeah.
We're having a good look
Yeah. Oh wow.
at all her bones.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And then where you came into the story was at the fire and the flint. I love that. The fire and the flint. And I know that's such a beautiful part of the story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where his tenderness, he goes from fear towards tenderness and the flame of the oil lamp. And I was reading the story again this morning and I
Hmm.
was feeling how that flame is spirit.
Hmm.
And so once spirit is brought into the darkness,
Hmm.
then we see things differently.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and then he started to tend her and help her tend her grief, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just a mutual reciprocity
Yeah.
at that point. And you mentioned the bones and how the bones are part of the whole cycle.
Hmm.
And have you had any experience like like as a kid, I don't know, finding bones?
Hmm.
Did you find bones as a kid? Like wonder what animal this is or skulls? Like where did you grow up? When you say you grew up in the country, where was that?
I was outside of Kamloops about 20 minutes, half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so
In which direction?
towards like up the old Merritt Highway.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
instead of continuing on that, you turn off in what is called Knutsford.
Okay.
Turn up and go up the road there for a while. And
Oh.
it was just all like farmland, so lots of fields and forest. It wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
like the deserty field
Mm,
valley
mm,
feel of Kamloops. It was up
mm.
into the like lush green,
Oh, really?
really, really nice up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes me curious. I
Yeah.
know Kamloops quite well because my parents have a cabin at Shuswap.
Okay, yeah.
And my dad's side of the family lived in Kamloops, so we've been going up there since we were babies.
Yeah.
And I don't know the smaller highway of Merritt or the you said the
The old Merritt Highway, I
yeah,
guess.
I don't know the old Merritt Highway, but my dad would. He's a truck driver and he grew up there. So
Yeah.
um
It's basically, Aberdeen,
yep, yep.
like up past that.
Mm.
Just keep going past that.
Okay,
Um,
yep. My grandma lived in Aberdeen for a while.
yeah. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I miss it. Like I'm pretty nostalgic for it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We went and visited a couple summers ago now, and I like that was the part of the trip that I had to do because we still know our old neighbors and stuff up there. So
Mm.
we went up and had a visit, and then I went talked to the people that like live in our old house and on our property. We had like 20 acres, and yeah, just took my partner and we went and like explored the property, and I was like, oh, this is where I did this and this is where these
Mm-hmm.
flowers used to grow, and like
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, but it being a lot of like cattle farmers and stuff around us, I'd find like cow bones and stuff like jaw bones. And
Okay. Yeah.
it was also there were lots of like old uh not settlements,
Okay. Like, but sort of, yeah,
like
shelters, like
yeah, like old buildings, like from homesteads is what I was
homesteads.
looking
Yeah.
for, like old
Yeah.
log cabins and stuff.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'd find like yeah, tons of stuff that
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Oh my, that must have been a great place to grow up.
Yeah, no, it was fun. We had forts
Yeah,
everywhere.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents' cabin is actually a old logging cabin. Like it's the bunk beds are built right into the walls and
Oh wow.
they're yeah, and it's got like a moss roof and
Oh, that's amazing.
they did a reno on it and gave it a kitchen with running water and stuff. But it was basically just like a, you know, a tiny um double bunk bed
Yeah.
cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Super
With a
rustic.
porch. It was very rustic, super rustic, yeah.
Yeah.
Super cute. Yeah. Okay, so coming back to our story and applying it to your death work of how did you get to the place where you are today? What was your journey to find Daisy Death Care and to see this way of tending to and being with dying and death, grief?
Um, well, fast forward, I guess, um, not many experiences with death, like with close relatives or friends. Um, we moved to Ontario for a while, Toronto, and I don't know, it was just that busyness of the big city and
Mm,
just living day to day, working and then partying on the weekends. uh,
mm-hmm,
I got like a little bit tired of that, and I was just getting into like researching some, I don't know, not like self help or just, I don't know, things that made me happy that, that I could research and learn about. And so I was like, and also getting my life organized because I felt I may be out of control.
mm-hmm,
I didn't have, it was just the same thing every day. I wasn't getting
mm,
anything done that I really wanted to.
uh-huh.
So I think I was like looking up how to write my own will. I don't know.
Okay.
And from that, I kind of like got onto green burial and then home funerals, I think maybe at that point. Um,
You were living in Toronto at the time?
yeah, actually, maybe
Mm-hmm,
not home funerals quite then, but green burial for sure.
mm-hmm,
And, then so then we moved back here to BC and to the island, and um, then I discovered like death doulas and then probably home funerals from there, and like Cindia and Pashta,
mm-hmm,
and it just like was exciting to me. Like
mm-hmm,
it felt, I worked for a television. I worked for Rogers in Toronto, and it just was like didn't feel really like I put ads on TV. It
mm-hmm,
didn't feel super meaningful to me. Like I wanted to do something that like helped people or helped in some way and supported instead of just meaningless, what I thought was meaningless anyway. And